Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, September 22nd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, a couple of clarification points. Number one, the number you see down here will be moving around and changing, and the candlestick you see there will still be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day movement. And then also, as far as the candlesticks, which again are represented by these, each one represents a 30-minute time frame. So I'll be doing the 30-minute time frame. Again, meaning each candlestick represents 30 minutes. So first stock here, ticker symbol MOHO. Nice penny stock, nice volume, and most importantly, a very nice pattern here. So as I draw this pattern, please realize that a lot of people have drawn this pattern. So this is not a great discovery on my part. It's not some sort of special skill. A lot of people have drawn it, and I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same pattern and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So the first part of this pattern, oops, let's try... There we go. First part is going to be this resistance trend line right there. And then let me just duplicate it and bring it down here to map out how, yes, there is a bit of a downwards channel here. Let me change that to green to represent the bullish part of the pattern. But you can see, yes, over the course of the day, there has been a bit of a downwards channel. However, there's a but here. And what is the but? Well, the but is that, sure, you have this downwards channel, but before that downwards channel happened, you had this big explosion here. And that is what creates what is known as a bull flag pattern. So while there are no guarantees, my point here is just, is it valid? Is it plausible to think that if the price can come back up here to the top of the pattern and get that break break in and of itself could create additional upside buying pressure? Yes, that is not a guaranteed thought process, but that is a very, very logical thought process to have. So if you like to play penny stocks, if you like to play bull flag patterns, here you go. Next one here, AMD, and this is going to be more to those of you that have watched past videos, but I mean, just the power of technical analysis, the power of charts. And I promise I'm not just putting these red and green lines right now. And if you don't believe me, I'm not offended. I get it. I could be, a total stranger to you. But all you got to do is go back in the video archive, watch past top 10 videos, and you'll see that I've been talking about this sideways channel for quite a bit. And yes, today got very crazy with the Federal Reserve's announcement. But check out, with all the craziness, where the craziness got rejected, the top part of that channel. And then when it fell, first bounce you can see right here after an earlier bounce right there. And then look right where it's once again finding some support right at the bottom of the channel. So again, not patting myself on the back, but the power of technical charts, a truly great tool to be using as a trader, which circles back to, well, nothing really new to talk about, assuming you've watched past videos, because yes, still have the sideways channel. The one big difference, of course, is just how well the price has been honoring and respecting those levels. But again, top of the channel, resistance right up there at 78. Bottom of the channel support right down there around 74.50. So it just remains the question of who is ultimately going to win out. Both parts of the channel got tested today. Both sides held, so the battle continues. Next one, ticker symbol EVAX, and there's no doubt about it, this is a very, very ugly looking chart, but as many of you have heard me say before, there can be opportunity in the ugly, but this, of course, assumes that you can be disciplined on your stop losses, because for all we know, maybe this very, very nasty downwards move is just the beginning of a much bigger, nastier move, and if that's the case, you don't want to turn into a bag holder, but that is a two-sided coin because, well, maybe this is just an overblown pullback and this thing's about to not necessarily go back up to those highs, but even if it goes back half the way or 3/4 of the way, that could still present a very, very worthwhile trade, especially relative to the risk that is sitting there. So as far as key levels that I'm very curious about, and once again, you got to think a lot of other people are watching this, is right here around this previous breakout point at $2.20, which also happens to be essentially where that purple line is, the 50-period moving average. Now, I want to really reiterate, am I saying that if the price goes down there, guaranteed to bounce back upwards? No, but is that a plausible, is that a logical location on the chart? It absolutely is. So maybe the price keeps on dropping. That's why you got to be be a very good manager of risk. But if you do get some sort of bounce, or better yet, a reversal, then relative to what was being risked, you could be looking at a very good risk versus reward scenario. So if you like to play these sorts of, kind of opportunity in the ugly type setups, here you go. Next one here, AMC. Overall, all things considered, a good solid day for one simple reasoning, that this level of support that I talked about previously did hold. It got tested. Generally speaking, the price never hit it exactly, but was hovering around that area earlier on in the day. And then when all the craziness happened, price came down here. Once again, the power of charts, found some support and bounced back upwards. Now, granted, the price is starting to come back down, which prompts the, the key question, a very logical question. Okay, Is this level going to once again get tested here, and is it going to hold? So that'll be, I think, the level on a lot of people's mind, rightfully so, right there at $8.50. So keep that in mind as an area of support. If the price does try to bounce, then the key level to watch is going to be that purple line there, the 50-period moving average, currently valid at $8.95, but you can see it's already behaved as a resistance this afternoon. So keep around those levels. But like I said, generally speaking, good solid day. It was good to see that 850 did hold strong, but can it continue to hold strong moving into Thursday? We'll have to see. Next one, ticker symbol CPTN, and overall, somewhat of an ugly chart, but not totally ugly, because in all actuality, and I probably should have put this one someplace else because hopefully you'll recognize a pattern, but yes, today there has been a downwards channel that formed, but hope you're saying, but Clay, there's a but, and the but is, well, before the downwards channel, you had this big surge right here. So yes, we have ourselves another bull flag pattern, except on this one, not a penny stock, priced a little bit higher. And the nice thing about this pullback, so the downwards channel phase, you can see when you correspond that to the volume has dropped off. And like any textbook is going to tell you, from a volume analysis standpoint, during pullbacks and consolidation periods, you want to see volume drop off relative to the breakout periods. And that's exactly what's happening here. Once more, does not guarantee anything, but makes it very plausible to think that, you know what, maybe this is just a healthy bull flag, and this thing's going to get ready to turn around and break back to the upside. So again, if you like to play bull flag patterns, but maybe you don't like penny stocks, you want something a little higher priced, here you go. Real quickly, I wanted to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering here very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to help build consistency as a trader and why it's so powerful, then definitely get signed up for the free class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more, certainly get signed up for the free class. Next one here, ticker symbol SLNG, and I really like this one because of the pattern. Not quite a bull flag, so I'm not going to call it a bull flag, but again, I want to really reiterate that I am not trying to impress you. I'm not trying to imply that this is some sort of great discovery on my part. A lot of people have drawn this pattern out here. So essentially, you kind of have a falling wedge, which, believe it or not, is a bullish pattern, whereas a rising wedge is a bearish pattern. But let me just get that changed. But to make this all the same color, we'll make it one color. So again, we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big momentum move right here. To make it a little bit more visual, let's put a little golf hole down here for you golfers out there, and this would be known as a bull pennant pattern. So same general premise. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. Guaranteed? No. But is it valid? Is it plausible to think that the price gets up there, that it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy, that people just start buying? Well, hey, just because it's breaking out, that is certainly a plausible outcome that could occur. So if you like to play bull pennant patterns, here you go. Next one, ticker symbol FREY. Very, very impressive stock. In fact, let me just squeeze this down so you can see how much of a move it's made not that long ago, down right around the $10 mark, and now very much so upwards. But the big distinction today is looking down here at volume. You can see, and it's not even close, absolutely massive volume compared to all these other days. So you got to think that, I mean, I hadn't seen it until today. So if you've been already playing it, congratulations. But like I said, first time it's set off my radars. So let's get things updated here. But overall, pretty well-defined resistance area that's been very, very stubborn. But the good news is at least it's one of these up-sloping trend lines where it just gets higher and higher, the resistance. So keep an eye on that if the price does continue on up, as that'll be a main dynamic. And looking like right now, up around $16 is going to be that next key breakout area. $16 to $16.10, give or take around there. As far as support levels are concerned, pretty straightforward one right here. Generally speaking, around $15.10. You can see several times throughout the entire late morning, afternoon, the price got right around that area, generally speaking. And to give credit where credit's due, it did hold strong. But like I said, the main dynamic, at least that catches my eye, is just the absolutely epic, massive volume that showed up today. So will this volume continue? Is this volume just a leading indicator of more things to come? All that remains to be seen, but it's worth at least keeping on your watch list. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and you can see that Tesla did not react very well with the news at all. Opening 30 minutes of that announcement, nice solid candle, and then you can see these two 30-minute candles in a row really got pushed downwards. To be fair, the overall markets reacted essentially the same way, but Tesla definitely took it very hard here. So quite a few updates need to be made now as these levels have been broken. But the first update, and this is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of support are broken and closed below, they tend to act as resistance. So 305.50 has been an area of support, but with the price breaking down below it, if there are any sort of attempted bounces over the next couple of days, and that'll be the first kind of big question mark out there is, first off, can the price even get back up to that level? And if it does, will the price be able to push up through it? So keep an eye on that. As far as areas of support are concerned, I mean, closed at essentially the lows of the day. So next key level to watch moving forward from a support standpoint, going to be down there at 297.80. And then after 297.80, next key level right down there around the 295.50 mark, which I would consider, that much more of an important level. But as of right now, yes, the price is in somewhat of a free fall mode. But the good news is that it is still all occurring within a general overall uptrend. So that doesn't mean that it's, going to continue to free fall, but it also doesn't mean it won't. So who knows? Maybe this is the top of the uptrend. But the point here being is big volume, big price movement. And if you like to play Tesla and like to play volatility, well, then here you go. Next one here, PLTR, very popular stock. Same general idea, and this is why I wanted to end with these because it's all illustrating how the markets reacted. So we had a good, strong move up and then came down. But what I like about this one is, I don't know about but just point here being is a very well-defined level at right around 757 that you got to think a lot of people are watching. So yeah, this was a very brutal move right here. There's no doubt about that. But to be fair, it is still in this upward part of the chart. Now, and I'm not saying this will occur, but for explanation's sake, if the price were to come down here to that green line and then break down through it, what's happening at that point? Well, now all of a sudden you'd have the price having gone quite literally right back to where it was. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine power, true strength. So again, not saying that's what's going to happen, but just explaining why that 757, 758 mark is very, very important from a technical point of view. If there are any sort of attempted recoveries, overarching level of resistance going to be right up here at that trend line, which puts the breakout point right up around the 807 mark. So yeah, as of right now, looking a little bit sketchy, but to be fair, the price does still have the opportunity to maintain above this critical level of support. So let's see if the bulls can get the job done or not. Next one here, SQQQ. This is an ETF that goes up when the NASDAQ goes down. So it's a way for you to still make money as a trader. If you look at the NASDAQ, again, specifically the QQQ, and say, I think that's going to go down, this one will make you money. So that is why it's doing the exact opposite of the past two charts that you just saw, which was absolutely crazy and has a lot to do with this resistance trend line that I put right there. Got crazy early on, had the fake breakout, fell down, but on the second breakout right there, looking like a true, genuine breakout as the price has now closed right up there at its highs. So a very, very impressive breakout, and that's why risk management matters because, yes, if you played that breakout right there, it would have been a losing trade, depending on your strategy. But take the minimal loss, play the breakout again, and you can see very, very nice move in the upwards direction. So there's going to be a bunch of people watching this one, which now brings about the first key level of support being the former breakout point right there at $50.90. So if you're to ask Clay, what's going to make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? Certainly if the price can stay above $50.90, but overall, not a do or die level. But if you, like I said, what's going to make it look the best? Certainly staying above that area. But as of now, as you can see here, it has been a long time since the price has been up this high. So we'll see if this can build momentum. The next key area of resistance now on this one, going to be right up there around, let me just make sure I'm getting that right. Yeah, right around, let's just call it the $54 mark. So got some wiggle room, got some opening space up to 54. So we'll see if this momentum carries it up to there, which would imply, again, that the NASDAQ market continues to fall. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool and how it should be used to build consistency as a trader, then certainly get signed up for the free training. Like I said, it'll be very soon, Thursday, September 22nd. At 7 p.m. Eastern time, so I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, do two things for me. Hit the like button and tell me down below in the comments what you traded today or what you're watching for tomorrow. But those two things help me out with the video, help me out with the YouTube algorithm and the channel as a whole, and I really do appreciate it. So again, hit that like button, leave a simple comment down below, get signed up for the free training. Everybody, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good one.